All right, folks, what is going on? This is episode 674 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller. Over here, we talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. And Georgia Southern is hosting the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers this upcoming Saturday. NFL Network will be in Statesboro for the game. And for all intents and purposes, Allen E. Paulson Stadium is sold out. As of right now of this recording, to be honest, what you see on the screen right here, it does say 65 seats remaining. I've heard word that is now down to 44, and it is Thursday, September 28th, and by Saturday those 44 seats are going to be sold. I'll be honest with you, they'll probably be sold before the end of the show. It may be sold before the end of the night. So that's what we're dealing with, and this is going to be an amazing game for Georgia Southern, one of the best ones in a long time. I'm actually starting to get the Appalachian State game from last year type of vibes. That was a really big game, but I think it's going to be like that, like times 10, because when you get Allen E. Paulson Stadium to sell out, it's nothing like it. I remember I was at a couple of sellout games back in, this was way before they did all the expansions. This had to be like 2006 or something, or 2007. I can't remember. But it was just electric. And a matter of fact, they was playing the Chanticleers in that game. I do remember that. It was just an awesome event. So this is going to be really cool. And I can't wait to see how this happens, how this plays out. So if this is your first time here, welcome. I could be found on YouTube and Rumble. I'm also on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. Hopefully you guys have checked out the show before. If this is your first time here, please consider liking the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, I am on Rumble, so you can follow me over there. And the podcast avenues, Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts. You could be on Program Director and subscribe to any of those avenues. Also, I am on Twitter or X at VF Baller, and the website is firstandframerates.com. Excuse me. All right, let's get into it. Like I said, as of this this recording, I think it got down to like 44 seats. So this is a sellout basically, because those seats are going to be sold between tonight, Thursday evening, to Saturday afternoon. I think Saturday evening. The game's at 7, so it's going to be it's definitely going to be sold out. And this is going to be a really big deal because Georgia Southern already have a lot of firepower. I mean, we already know what type of team we're dealing with. We saw what they did when they played against the Citadel. We also saw what they did when they played against UAB. You saw what they did last year. I mean, they put up points, they put up numbers. I mean, like even right now, in this game, this is really not supposed to be a stat type of episode, but right now we're number 5 in the nation in yards passing, number 7 in the nation in yards passing. I'm sorry, number 5 in the nation in passing per yards per game, and we're number 7 in the nation in passing yards. You got both our receivers, Derwin Burgess and Caleb Hood. Derwin is number 1 in the Sun Belt in receptions. Caleb is number 2 in receptions. Derwin Burgess is number 1 in receiving yards per game, which at 7.3, and Caleb Hood is number 2 at 6.8. Quadri Jackson is number 1 in the Sun Belt in forced fumbles. So you're getting it from both sides of the ball. And I really would like to see us do something nice on special teams every now and then, but our team is so good right now, it's very hard to ask all 3 phases to be that perfect, or that on point, to be in the top 3 or top 5, top 10 in those stats. It's very hard to get everybody on board. You're going to be lacking somewhere because no team is on point like that. But nevertheless, I think the Chanticleers is going to have their hands full. I haven't seen much talk about them or talk from them throughout social media like you used to. I think, for the most part, Coastal Carolina kind of are a little bit humbled based on the last few years. They were highly successful. I mean, love to see what they've done with the program, beating Kansas. I think they beat a couple other teams, really put themselves on the map as one of the top teams with, guys like Grayson McCall, and I can't remember the linebacker they had. I mean, they just had some really Gallagher. I think his name Teddy Gallagher. I mean, some amazing players that came through there that made a difference for their program. And it was at the time that we was kind of like in a downward time of our program, post 2014 or 2016. We really haven't been the team that we needed to be. So I mean, it took us nearly 3 years to get something going. No, I'll take that back. We did have a pretty good 2018 season. I will take that back. So I mean, from 2018 to now, yeah, you could say 3 years to get back to where we were, and the team is completely revamped. I don't think not many teams really want to deal with Georgia Southern right now. And I mean, even think the Stars that we kind of wet the bed at the quarterback position against Wisconsin, we would have been undefeated. I firmly believe that. I mean, we throw 5 interceptions and lose a fumble, and we still end up losing by 21 points. I mean, yeah, it sounds crazy, but if we don't turn the ball over half those times, it could have been a totally different game, especially if we go in there and score on those drives. But nevertheless, can't talk about that no more. No reason to. And you look at what we have here. This is going to be an amazing game. I wish I was there. I wasn't going to be able to go. Not really in the position to travel like I want to. So many things are going on, not necessarily personal or whatever, but you want to get things together for the Christmas season. So we're starting very early. So with that being said, I wanted to be a huge Christmas, our first time back here in the Atlanta area. So it's kind of like falling back and not doing too much. But I will be here watching the game. I will be here. It's on NFL Network. It's going to be an amazing time. I cannot wait to watch this and really just give my thoughts and opinions, because this is the effect of what Coach Clay Helton has done. I mean, you got to understand, when you are changing the program around, basically flipping the entire football team from what it used to be. He walked in here and saw what the spread option was. You saw what we had, with certain players and what players could hang on, and what players decided to leave, and what players that just couldn't fit. And you turn it around into basically a positive season, all things considering, last year, winning, doubling your win total, beating Appalachian State, beating the top 25 team, just coming up short in your bowl game. But based on the big turnaround, it was somewhat of a success. Now you're seeing what's going on now. We're already at 3 wins. And in my opinion, I think we're projected to win maybe 9 games. So it is really a testament to what's going on here. And I think this, not just the students, but the fans are starting to see this. And you see it in the sold out, stadium that we're about to have. I mean, this Paulson is about to be absolutely rocking. If you've never been to the prettiest little stadium in the country at Allen A. Paulson Stadium, you're missing out on something very special. It is something about filling up this stadium with 25,000 plus, hearing everybody rocking and roaring, and getting this team in gear to do phenomenal things on the field. It just happens that way. I mean, it's not the biggest stadium. Like I said, it's the prettiest little stadium. It's not like the most acoustic stadium, because, it's not like a bowl or anything. But when those fans get rocking and things get going, it is something amazing. Like I said, I experienced it at least 3 or 4 times since I've been a Georgia Southern Eagle fan. And I mean, this goes back to the championship years. I've been to a couple games. I think the last one that I know that been completely packed was the 2006 game when they did play against the Chanticleers. And it was amazing. I mean, even back then, all the seats wasn't there. I mean, most people were still on the grass. I mean, but you can tell there was something special going on in that game, and I loved every bit of it. I think it was one of the defining moments of me, as a sports fan, going to a game like that and seeing those guys play their heart out and the fans behind them 100%. And you're going to see this on Saturday. So I highly recommend to watch this game. It's going to be on the NFL Network. So not only is it a sold out crowd, it's going to be nationally televised. So Georgia Southern would definitely be on the map. I can't remember the last time Georgia Southern was really like nationally televised like this. I just can't remember. I just don't know. I mean, maybe somebody in the comment section or somebody on Twitter or X can tell me. But yeah. On this screen right here, you see 65 seats remaining. I heard word that it is down to 44. And before we get out of here, I want to see if they changed it or anything. I don't see anything changed as of right now. So as far as I'm concerned, they said it was 44 left. and I'm going to go with that. And that's pretty much it, man. 44 seats in a day and a half or 2 days is definitely going to they're going to sell those. There's no doubt in my mind. So cannot wait to see this happen. Hopefully you guys will be here to watch or watch on NFL Network, and hopefully you guys will come back here to get my thoughts and opinions on all of this, because this is going to be absolutely awesome. And it just can't get no better than that. So if you like this commentary, the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you guys think. Have you been to a game where Georgia Southern has been completely sold out? Do you want to know more about it? I mean, if you do, I highly recommend you go watch the game this Saturday. Like I said, for me, I think this is a huge advantage for Georgia Southern. Even when the stadium's not packed, the power of Paulson is still felt, and a lot of teams have a lot of issues playing against us. Even when BYU came, BYU was struggling with us for at least 2.5 quarters. Man, we just needed a quarterback. You know, we had a solid quarterback. It could have been a really good game, but nevertheless, this game here is going to show you what Georgia Southern's all about. I highly recommend you watch it and check it out. And I want to get up out of here. All right, y'all. I will see y'all then on the next episode, and I'll definitely be see y'all when this game is over, and I give you my thoughts and opinions. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy, and y'all be blessed. Peace.